Toxicity in work and love, red flags and exit plans. Did your last promotion almost break your spirit? Did your date's advice feel more like an attack? Toxic behaviour comes from any direction: bosses, partners, influencers. Whether he's a loud misogynist or she's a social media bully, the effect is the same. Power games, belittlement, silence. Which toxic behaviour have you experienced? Comment below. Your story could save someone else. Today, we'll unmask the top 10 red flag behaviours in work and love, uncover their psychological and sociological roots, and equip you with 4 strategic lenses: emotional, intellectual, social, and AI-powered, to spot toxicity early in your career, friendships, or dating life. Then, learn to set boundaries, document patterns, activate allies, and craft your exit plan. Toxic behaviour doesn't wear a single face. It can emerge from the loudest man or the softest voice. Perhaps your team lead interrupts and dismisses your ideas, or your date spins criticism as helpful advice. Maybe you've seen a female influencer mock her partner for not leveling up fast enough. This isn't about gender, it's about power, domination, belittlement, and silencing others. Today, we'll unmask the top 10 toxic claims, masculine and feminine, trace their psychological and sociological roots, and equip you with emotional, intellectual, social, and AI-powered intelligence to spot toxicity early in your career, your friendships, or your dating life. Learn to set boundaries, document patterns, activate allies, and craft an exit plan when necessary. Let's explore top 10 toxic claims by influencers and leaders and why they're dangerous. Toxic narratives spread like wildfire, fed by charismatic figures who twist conviction into control. Listen closely as we recount 10 chilling claims, each a brushstroke in a portrait of domination, and unveil the data and dissent beneath the bravado. Women belong in the home. In a velvet baritone, A. Tate proclaims the hearth as a woman's sole kingdom. Yet beyond the flicker of that comforting hearth lies a prison of lost potential. The World Bank 2024 warns, when half the population is barred from leadership, global GDP sags by 26%. We respond not with fire, but with fact. Companies with women at the table innovate 21% faster. Even the markets crave balance. Heels and makeup define femininity. Andrew Tate reduces a living soul to lacquer and lace, trading depth for decoration. The American Psychological Association 2023 tells us these beauty scripts shave 25% off young women's self-esteem. Our retort is a simple truth: authenticity outshines any facade, and confidence springs from the heart, not the mirror. 18-year-olds make the best partners. Spoken as though youth were clay to be moulded, this claim romanticizes imbalance. UN Women 2023 decries grooming's hidden wounds, emotional scars that last lifetimes. We insist, adulthood in partnership is earned, not imposed. True consent is the union of equals. A man must dominate a relationship to earn respect. Here, dominance masquerades as strength, a throne built on the sands of insecurity. Yet data from the Journal of Social Psychology 2023 show that relationships rooted in equality see 30% less conflict and far deeper trust. Respect blooms in giving power, not hoarding it. Analysis finds gender-balanced teams make decisions 15% more accurately. We champion merit over gender, ideas over egos, because wisdom knows no sex. Real men don't cry. Feelings are weakness. In forbidding tears, he banishes half our emotional palate. But the APA 2024 reports 60% of men shun therapy under this stigma, fueling a silent crisis. We reclaim tears as truth's currency, a bridge to resilience, not a barrier to strength. Feminism ruined society by making women too demanding. Spinning liberation into chaos, he paints equality seekers as architects of decay. Yet gender studies reveal feminism uplifts health, education, and economies worldwide. Equality, far from anarchy, is the blueprint of progress. If a woman cheats, she owes lifelong servitude, framing betrayal as a title deed, chaining forgiveness to unending penance. Relationship Science 2023 links revenge to PTSD and chronic anxiety. We advocate restoration, repair through honesty, not shackles of resentment. Dating is conquest, women are territories. Hearts reduced to maps, championing love as land grab. Sociological data tie conquest metaphors to rising harassment in youth. Love is not a battlefield. It is a partnership of explorers charting human landscapes together. Success is a masculine domain. Women need support, not challenge. He codifies ambition as an intrinsically male trait, relegating women to cheerleaders on the sidelines. Catalyst 2024 counters gender-diverse leadership teams yield 34% higher returns. Challenge isn't charity, it is the distillation of respect. 3. Psychological analysis. Narcissism and misogyny, a clinical perspective. Tate's rhetoric aligns with narcissistic personality disorder, grandiosity, entitlement, and a stark lack of empathy. His followers, many trapped in the incel echo chambers, channel loneliness and rage into scapegoating women. University of Alberta Research 2023 shows this cycle perpetuates isolation, amplifying misogyny as a misguided coping mechanism. Expert interview. Snippet. Psychologist explains empathy deficits. 4. Sociological context. The incel phenomenon. Inside the incel echo chamber. The incel movement thrives in digital backwaters, far from accountability. Studies in Doxing and Digital Hate 2022 reveal how these echo chambers validate grievances and recruit new members. Tate's platform monetized this resentment, turning isolation into profit and misogyny into a brand. 5. Historical and literary parallels. 7 benign so. Toxic masculinity through the ages. Across centuries, storytellers have captured the elephant in every room, men who weaponize pride and silence dissent. In Shakespeare's Othello, Iago's betrayal arises from festering envy and twisted misogyny. His whispered poison, "She did deceive her father, marrying you," unleashes tragedy, proving how gossip and suspicion can shatter lives. Then, in The Taming of the Shrew, Petruchio's harsh taming of Katharina mirrors the brutal assertion of power under the guise of order. Her spirit is bent, not by logic, but by fear. Fast forward to Keats' Hyperion, where the Titan's hubris, grand but blind, echoes Tate's own unexamined bravado. These mythic figures deny empathy, believing dominance is destiny. And in Robert Bligh's Iron John, the poet unmasks the wild man archetype, a lone warrior exiled from emotional community, longing for connection yet unable to feel it. From Shakespeare's Iago, whose betrayal and misogyny fueled tragedy in Othello, to the subjugation of Katharina in The Taming of the Shrew, literature reflects toxic masculine archetypes. Keats' Hyperion and Robert Bligh's Iron John further expose men's estrangement from empathy and community, a pattern Tate perpetuates online. On to aggression and social isolation. Yet literature also offers redemption. Shakespeare's The Tempest grants Prospero the grace to relinquish power, teaching that true strength lies in forgiveness. Dickens' Great Expectations shows Pip's growth from arrogance to humility, proving that self-awareness reshapes destiny. These stories teach us that toxic masculinity is neither new nor inevitable. It is a narrative we can edit, with real-world acts of empathy, ethical reflection, and community. By studying these parallels, we arm ourselves with the wisdom to recognize and rewrite the scripts that bind us. 6. Case study: Iron Man and modern myth-making, myth versus monster, Tony Stark versus Tate. Tony Stark's journey from narcissist to hero teaches self-awareness and growth. Tate's narrative remains stuck in bravado, lacking redemption. The contrast underscores why emotional intelligence and ethical reflection are essential to true leadership. In the pantheon of popular myth, Tony Stark stands as a testament to the redemptive arc, a self-made billionaire playboy whose own genius and hubris fracture him. and ultimately rebuild him into a hero forged by empathy. Picture Stark's first flight, a crude, smoke-belching exosuit built in a cave, fueled by desperation. His tears in the desert were the first ink strokes of emotional intelligence, transforming cold calculation into human connection. Now contrast that with the stadium-size ego of Andrew Tate, whose bravado echoes off digital Colosseum walls, thunderous applause for every misogynistic decree. Yet there is no depth, no crucible of transformation. His narrative remains trapped in the vestibule of narcissism, lacking the fall to ignite the phoenix of self-awareness. Where Stark's voice softens in confession, "I shouldn't be alive unless it's for a reason," Tate's remains unyielding. Stark's sacrifice, risking his life to save a child with its heart of arc reactor. Tate's sacrifice, none, for his worldview demands no reckoning. Psyche and story collide. Modern research at Stanford's Human-Centered AI Lab 2024 shows that narrative arcs of vulnerability trigger empathy and inspire pro-social behaviour, while untampered swagger fuels defensiveness and aggression. This case study illuminates why true leadership is not declared through conquest, but earned in the crucible of moral choice. Stark's path teaches us self-awareness is the keystone of influence, and ethical reflection the engine of lasting impact. Without these, power is a hollow crown, heavy, isolating, and destined to crumble. 7. Spotting toxicity. Early, power matrix, EEQ, IQ, SSQ, and AIQ. Toxicity often arrives in whispers before it roars. To intercept it, sharpen 4 lenses. 1. Emotional ethical intel, EEQ. Mia, a software engineer, noticed her team lead constantly interrupted her during meetings. Each cutoff was a silent signal that her ideas weren't valued. She used EEQ to say, "I'd like to finish my thought. We'll benefit if we hear both perspectives." This gentle call-out stopped the pattern and earned respect. 2. Critical IQ. On a first date, Luca joked, "Women aren't built for math," dismissing her finance career. Rather than laugh along, she asked him to cite a source. His falter exposed the fallacy. Critical IQ means challenging faulty assertions with data, like pointing to McKinsey's finding that diverse teams outperform by 35%. 3. Social Spiritual Intelligence, SSQ. In a community writing circle, Raphael coined a rule. Every member's work must be read and praised before critique. This SSQ ritual created mutual care, ensuring no voice was drowned out, and built solidarity against any sexist jokes. 4. AI Amplified Intelligence, AIQ. A marketing manager deployed a sentiment analysis tool across internal Slack channels. It flagged recurring gendered language, bossy, aggressive, in feedback about a female colleague. Presenting this AI-backed evidence to HR led to bias training and policy changes. With EEQ, you name the harm. With IQ, you expose the logic. With SSQ, you cultivate community. With AIQ, you prove the pattern. Use these lenses to spot misogyny in your next meeting, team chat, or social feed before it takes root. 8. Boundary and exit strategies. Defend your dignity, boundaries, and exits. Even well-meaning men can find themselves in colleagues or partners who slip into misogynistic patterns. Here's how to defend your integrity. 1. Set non-negotiables. Diego, working under a senior manager who made demeaning remarks, introduced a clear rule. In this space, we speak respectfully. Any comments about gender roles are off-limits. By publicly setting this boundary, he shifted team norms. 2. Document and reflect. When Carla's boyfriend repeatedly dismissed her achievements as luck, she logged dates, quotes, and her feelings. This record empowered her to recognize a pattern of emotional erosion and confidently decide to exit. 3. Ally activation. Amir formed a respect council at work, trusted peers committed to calling out bias when they saw it. Their monthly reviews of team culture reports kept accountability alive. 4. Exit plan. Map financial reserves, HR contacts, and support networks. Lay out step-by-step actions. Resigning from toxicity becomes a strategic move, not a crisis. 5. Self-compassion rituals. After a tough confrontation, practice restorative habits, walk in nature, journal gratitude, or share a meal with a friend. These rituals heal the spirit. Boundaries guard your dignity. Exit plans safeguard your future. When you defend respect, you not only protect yourself, you transform the culture around you. Boundary and exit strategies. Defend your dignity, boundaries and exits. Set non-negotiables, animated checklist. Document patterns, example journal entries. Leverage support, group therapy, HR, exit plan, roadmap to safe departure, expert advice, snippet, HR consultant and well-being manager on workplace policy. Misogyny survives on symptoms. By arming yourself with emotional evidence, rational criticism, and AIQ, you can dismantle toxicity. Start today. Subscribe for more insights, dive into my books on Vanguard leadership, and amplify your voice with Descript.